Chemo Podcast News, back at it again with Kayla. Having fun, guys. Should a relationship have to deal with politics and religion, y'all? Should that stop someone from, like, moving forward with a relationship, getting married, being, let's say you love this person, you didn't know their political views, and 6 months down the line, you hate the person he's voting for, or you hate the religion he's in. Is that a determining factor for you? Is that going to stop you from being with this person, even if he's a really, really good guy?
It is. It's not going to take 6 months, though. That's something I'm going to ask within the first few conversations with you. I have no shyness or koofiness about any of that. I like to get down to hard topics.
Does he have to have the same, let's say religion-wise?
Religion, right? Yes. Politics, no. Because even me and my man aren't on that. Like, I'm Republican, he's Democratic. Okay. I'm trying to get him to be a Republican. But right now, we're not on the same page on that. Religiously, we're in the same space. But religiously, I feel like there can be no negotiation to me.
Why?
Like,
Why
we
is
have
that?
to be consistent in our household. Like this is a Muslim household, or this is a Christian household, or this is a Jewish household. Whatever it is, it needs to be clear.
Because I'm gonna give you an example.
In my opinion,
Catholics and Christians are similar, very similar.
Yeah, but I can't rock with Catholics.
Why?
Because they don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. They just believe he's a prophet.
And they hold Mary to a higher standard.
Yeah, and we're not doing that. Like they act like Jesus is like everybody else.
Yeah, so if
he's not. So
if he was Catholic, that would be like you can't do it.
He could be Catholic, and he would have to believe. He would have to. I would need to know if he is open to learning more about Jesus.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But Muslims know. Jehovah's Witnesses.
Muslims believe in Jesus, but they also believe in Allah. Well, Allah is God. Allah is God. So they believe in Muhammad.
Yeah, which is
for them Jesus. Mm-hmm. So I have a bigger conspiracy theory about all religions being based on the same events. So I don't know. I don't know how I would react with that.
Okay,
but I think Allah and God are the same. I think Jehovah and Jesus and God, it's all the same.
I'm a person, right? I'm very big on. I believe in God, but I'm not a big believer in religion. That's just
so. What's religion to you? What exactly?
Because I'm gonna give you an example. Because I've had discussions with different. I've been to multiple churches, right? Mm-hmm. And I always tend to. I ask questions. I'm not afraid to ask questions to pastor, deacons.
You should.
Because if you're going to tell me something you believe 100% happened, I'm gonna. I don't want to say quiz. That's not the word I'm looking for.
But you want to challenge it.
Exactly. Because I don't know where the Bible came from. I know we can't sit here and say God is not real because look at the lives we live.
And it absolutely is.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And me being a kid, I came from like very harsh beginnings. Very harsh beginnings. Mm-hmm. In my life, I never thought in my wildest dream I would have been, I wasn't born in the United States. I came here when I was very young.
Okay.
I was born in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Nassau. It was very harsh. So, coming from there to here was a culture shock. Because I didn't even want to come here. I didn't know anything about the United States. Like, it was so bad where I was from. My mother was like, this kid is not going to see 18. So she practically said, he'll be dead by 18.
If I don't take him.
So I woke up one day, she had a plane ticket, we didn't even know about America. All we knew was Miami. So when I came to Miami, biggest culture shock of my damn life. I seen 95, I was like, what the hell?
No, they don't, right, they don't have highways.
Yeah, exactly. So
I've been to Freeport.
So I'm on a highway and I'm saying, like, it's a culture shock. And then the way I used to talk, they thought I was Jamaican. And I used to have to refute.
After they keep saying over and over, I'm not Jamaican.
Exactly. But the thing about it is, like, coming from that environment where it was very harsh, to now, I tend to ask questions because even with the Bible, they say the original Bible was in Hebrew.
It was.
So if the original Bible was in Hebrew, who translated it into English?
People who speak Hebrew and English.
But when you go back in history, they say there were people from England that did it. But if you're from England and don't know Hebrew, how are you going to...
But there were people in England that knew Hebrew because they had slaves in England.
But then...
Which were African people who spoke Hebrew.
Okay, but this is my thing, right?
Because we are his people.
I know.
Even though they're still not trying to acknowledge that.
You see what I'm saying?
We are.
Us. When they say Jesus, hair of wool, us. But when
black man.
I know. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you
bronze.
You got to remember, England was England, France, Spain. United States was just somewhere else.
In more recent times.
Exactly.
These didn't exist.
So they were the people that actually,
Were they though? Because I feel like the Bible was already. I feel like that book had already been.
Yeah, but you didn't have no Indians running. You didn't have Indians running around reading the Bible.
Yeah, but I feel like the book was already secured before there was even a England. Before white people even came out of their caves, the Bible had already been like constructed.
But I think it was in Hebrew.
It wasn't Hebrew.
But someone had to.
Translate it.
Exactly.
So you feeling like.
And when it comes to man.
Do you feel like the translation may not be 100%
100% accurate? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not real. They didn't have Hebrew. This word didn't just magically appear here.
Yeah.
Something had to happen.
Yeah.
So me taking 100% a man's word, I would never.
And that's why it's very important for you to do your research. And with everything they're trying to pass with these laws and not even teaching Black history properly, I think it's important that we do our own research on everything. And getting more, like doing it full due diligence and just getting as much information you can. You may not be able to get everything because things just weren't documented, but just try to get as much.
You see how you're a Black Republican, right?
I am.
A lot of people look at me and be like, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, but I'll vote for a Republican if I like you.
I honestly vote for whoever I like, but they make you register or something.
Yeah,
so I register, but I vote for Democrats that.
I'm gonna give you an example.
It just depends on the law.
I'm gonna give you an example because me and my girl were having a discussion, and I was like, if Trump runs again, I'm voting for Trump because I don't like Biden.
I think Biden.
Biden is trying to destroy the world.
I think there's a bigger agenda than that. But.
So that's just and I can look at a situation and be like, this is not good.
And I don't think he's trying to destroy the world, but I think he's trying to eliminate the middle class, which is what's happening.
So that's why.
So it's going to destabilize the country.
Because I look at situations and I dissect situations and then I make my decision on situations. Even with the Bible, I grew up in a Catholic church. Well, I didn't grow up in a Catholic. My mother forced me.
But you just grew up Catholic.
Yeah, my mother forced me. Every Sunday I had to go to Catholic, sit in that boring church.
At least it was only for like 25 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it was the most boringest thing in the world.
But at least it was fast because I was in church on Sunday every week for like 2 hours.
I've been to Jehovah. I got invited to Jehovah. I done got invited to 7 days. What's the church? Faith Center. I used to go to the Faith Center.
Faith Center,
I went
there when I first moved here.
I used to go there a lot. So religion is just me. When I look at religion, I tend to, why is the Old Testament different from the New Testament? You see what I'm saying?
But it was pre the covenant.
But when that's the stuff that makes me like, why are y'all switching stuff up?
It's not switching stuff up. It's just that after Jesus, we got salvation. And so basically the Old Testament was God in his fullness of himself, and with the lack of grace. He was a vengeful God. He was a firm God. And then I think obviously when he sent his son to die for us and we made the choice to believe, he allowed us grace. And so from there, it was just telling the stories of how that faith in what's not seen, which is obviously God and Jesus, the faith in that and the stories of how trusting your faith allow you to get through certain things, versus the Old Testament was more about rules, laws, and commandments. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm gonna give you something that happened.
And I'm no Bible beater, but I am Christian and I do follow Christ, and I
remember
learning as much as I can.
I remember, right? I used to literally date this girl. She was a Christian fanatic. I mean, you ever seen one of them? Every day on Facebook, Christians, Jesus is this, every post.
I mean, I post about Jesus every day on Instagram.
Yeah, but she was like over the top Jesus crazy.
Okay.
We was dating. It was cool. Like, I'm not against, like I say, I'm not against what she believe in. That's not my place to tell you who to believe in.
Right.
But she was giving, I mean, her tithe, she was literally giving all her money to the church. I mean, if she was broke, she couldn't pay her bills.
Oh gosh.
Like, she was that bad.
Everything in moderation. God only said give 10%. So I don't know. So, I don't understand how that happens.
But these churches, parking lot fund, building fund, pastor, it's a lot. That's why.
And that's supposed to be on a volunteer basis. That's not for you to do. All you need to do is do your tithe. Which offering is different from tithe. Offering is something I want to offer extra. Tithe is just your 10% of whatever you earn. She was giving so much. The preacher she was going to a Jamaican church. Right? Oh Lord!
She found out the preacher was an official.
Oh no! When you said Jamaican church, no offense, I was like, oh no.
Listen, the preacher was not official. Then she found
he wasn't official.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like a real reverend.
No. Okay. Fake paperwork, the whole shebang.
Oh my God.
Find out the money the church was giving him, he was giving to his kids to go to college, buying them cars. So once she found that out, that kind of like destroyed her image of. But
that's the issue. That your view on your religion, your faith. I rather just say faith. Mm-hmm. Your view on your faith and what you believe cannot be wrapped up in a human being, because all we are
and I 100%
it's only in the Word. And if you read the Word, you would know that we all fall short of the glory, even the pastor.
Yeah, no one's perfect.
And you wouldn't think that they are just because they're the pastor. You still have to see them as human, because that's all they are. Yeah. The only thing you should put all your faith in is the Word. And so if God didn't come to you in a dream and tell you to do something, it doesn't matter what that pastor
when church tells you to do. Can't do no wrong,
that's the problem. When he's just another human being.
Yeah, you feel like he can't do no wrong. If he does wrong, then your judgment is skewed, because now you're thinking like,
because you're believing in him and not believing in God, and that's the problem. You need to be believing in the Word.
I talk to God every day, and I always thank God for anything good that happens to me.
Amen.
But honestly, like religion, what made me start going to church, and I said I just talked to God. I was at church with Bishop Fernandez, right? Mm-hmm. And he's a good preacher. I'm not against.
Yes.
He was on stage, and he pulled out he was building a house, and what's it called? When he was showing all his rooms, and I got this, and my home is $1 million, and I'm sitting in the church.
Why do they do stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the church like, a lot of people in here can't even pay their bills.
Yeah, a lot of people here gotta go make $20 work for dinner for their whole household.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that like, and then he said something to where, when he said this, he was like, if everyone in here gives $300, something was coming up. And me, I'm doing the math in my head already. I'm like, 3,000, 4,000 seats times, da-da-da-da.
Crazy.
So, because I hate doing that a lot, but I do that sometimes, and I'm like, is this man here for money, or is he here for his congregation? And I hate doing that, because a person can do good and they can do bad.
Right.
But sometimes you don't want to look at someone and be like, damn.
I think they're doing bad if you don't know,
And that's what made me.
You don't want to assume that they are.
Exactly. But when you're throwing stuff I'd rather you come in there and be like, you know what? I got $1 million. I'm gonna if you can't, cause I'm gonna give you something. Me, right? I manage artists, and a lot of them become very popular. Hopefully one day they become very successful. I'm so good-hearted. I'm the type of person that I'll go on Facebook and be like, listen, 20 people inbox me. I'm not just going to, I want to pay your rent off for the next 6 months, or I want to do something of that nature. I'm not going to take your word for it, but if you can prove to me that you're 6 months behind, if you can prove to me you haven't paid your car note in like 7 months, and you got to hide your car 3 apartments over because the repo man is looking for your vehicle. Because I'm from the streets. I know stuff. I know when someone's really struggling.
Yeah, that's tough. Like.
Yeah, you're not just gonna say, "Oh my God, I owe something." I'm gonna believe you.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna believe you.
Yeah.
Show me, and then when I see with my eyes, I'm going to help you.
Right.
Because even now, I help. Like, I'm younger than a lot of my siblings, but I help a lot of my siblings. Mm-hmm. One of my nephews is a millionaire, mm-hmm. and he don't do as much as I do for my family. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't make a crazy. I only make I'm like in a 92 something area. You know what I'm saying? As far as making money, mm-hmm. I'm not making 500,000, 600,000. I live in Florida making. Right. You see what I'm saying? So. Right. That's okay. I'm in the middle.
Right.
I'm not at the bottom.
Not at the bottom.
I'm not at the top. Right. I'm somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
And the government be hitting me like I'm up here. I'm like, bro, I gotta pay back what? Yeah. I live in Florida.
It's tough.
But the reason I'm more likely to help people if I become this person I'm trying to be is because I came from down here.
Right.
And I came up and I'm still growing as a person. So I'm always willing to help. I'm not a perfect person like me. I always tell people I've been in multiple relationships where I had to learn from the relationship.
Right.
Because I didn't know.
And you don't, and often you just don't know what you don't know. And that's where it really gets sticky because you can only do the best you can with the information that you have. You know, so it's really about learning. New experiences teach you, so now you have more information, more knowledge. And
exactly. Now I'm at a point
better
where
decision from there.
Yeah. Now I'm at the point where I was like, okay, now I can sit down with a woman and how do you feel?
Right.
What's going on with you?
Have a real conversation
instead of ignoring you and ignoring, man. Come on, man, that ain't that bad. Because what's bad to me or not bad to me, it's not.
It's relative.
You see what I'm saying? Because what gets on your nerve about a relationship might not what gets. You know what I'm saying? I might be like, man, that's petty, but to you, that's major.
Right.
So it's stuff through life you gotta understand, and you gotta grow, and you gotta learn. Like the mother of my kids, I didn't know she was crying every month.
Oh my gosh.
Like because I was always gone.
Yeah.
I came home, dropped the money on the table. I thought that was dick and money.
Right.
Be happy.
Right. It's more than that. It's about mental, emotional, spiritual connection.
She just wanted the Friday nights, me and her watching TV.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that. Mm-hmm. I didn't.
But we all also have to be able to communicate what it is that we need. If that's something that you need, you need to be able to come and say, "Hey, I need you. Like this is something I need from you. Not just something that I want. Not just something that I'm telling you. This is something I need you to do for the health of this relationship, or it's not gonna work. Like we're not gonna work out."
I was so ignorant. I thought because I didn't cheat, I thought that was good enough.
There's a lot of men that think that, and it's not.
I think, man, I'm not cheating on you, man. The rent's paid. Like, what you tripping about? You see what I'm saying? But me not knowing.
Need to be involved in the relationship.
Exactly. She used to beg. She used to be like, listen, just give me 2 out of 7 days and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I will agree to it. And then the phone call came in.
And then you'll be
with the friends. And then that's why I had to pay the price. Came home. You seen that Will Smith episode?
Everything gone.
Trust me. It can happen to y'all.
It happens. Don't let it happen to you.